Yesterday, we witnessed Manchester United dismantle Rosenborg in our second preseason game. A very, very entertaining game for those of us that watched the match. Also, in my video yesterday, I said I'll be doing a proper player review. Now, there's a whole lot of positivity to be taken from the match, but I will talk more on the flaws. This video is majorly because for the purpose of our players' flaws and where I think every player can improve. So I'll start from Joshua Zexi. I won't really talk about the whole team, just few players that I feel that they need to improve in the style of play. Now we'll talk about Joshua Zexi. Joshua Zexi had a brilliant play yesterday, a good game yesterday, scoring that wonderful goal in the 56 minutes second half. A very, very good play. But if for those that actually watch the match, if una observe well, una know say Joshua Zexi is not that typical number 9. He functions better as a second striker or better still as a first 9. When we bought him from Bologna 2 years ago, we could see that Joshua Zexi having those numerous number of goals, double-digit goals for Bologna, he played as a first 9. Now, Amorim bringing him into the team with the way Amorim positioned his formation 3-5-2. Probably the 3-5-2, a two forward can actually favor Joshua Zexi. But now that we have gone back to our traditional 4-3-3, where we need a pivotal number 9, Joshua Zexi cannot function there. It is not possible. He can't. No matter how good as Zexi is, he cannot function, except we go back to 4-4-2, where we use two strikers, Zexi or Zexi and Sesko. Other than that, Zexi cannot function in Manchester United as a pivotal number 9. It's not possible at all. Then also Mbeumo. Mbeumo had a decent game. He had a decent game. But my only problem with Mbeumo is that Mbeumo 1v1 is so bad. His 1v1 is so bad. Now in modern football, when you have wingers, you need wingers that can beat their opponents at any wing, that can create chances, and that can do extraordinary things when those crosses that they are playing in, when the strikers are not doing justice to those crosses. Now, Mbeumo is a good finisher, but his 1v1, he lacks the ability as a 1v1 player. He doesn't really create a lot of chances. Rather, he expects his players to create those chances for him. That is why he was changing, him and Shelesi were changing positions from the middle to the right wing, from the right wing to the middle. Then also, I think he's going to function better as a second striker for Sesko rather than a winger. Luke Shaw, for me, like I said yesterday, Luke Shaw had a very, very, very poor game. A very, very poor game. So many people might say, Luke Shaw has been performing for a very, very long time. Luke Shaw never had an exceptional season for Manchester United. I've been supporting Manchester United since 2002. Luke Shaw has never had an extraordinary season for us. He has always been mid, very, very mid. We could see that in the second half when Amas came in. We could see the fluency in Amas' pass. We could see the precision. So Luke Shaw needs to level up, or probably we find an alternative for him. Now, Carrick's style of play, was established in the second half, because the first half was a little bit slow, very, very slow. Andre Santos had a very, very good game, a very, very good game. His ball recovery, him and Mason Mount's relationship in that midfield was exceptional. He had a very, very good game. It looked as if Andre Santos has been playing for Manchester United for a very, very long time. It didn't look as if he was a new player, because the way he quickly adapted to the style of play, Carrick's style of play, was exceptional. Euro had a good game, but I don't think Euro should be used as a right wing back. If we're going to use Euro, we should use him as a CB. I wanted to see that chemistry between Euro and Eden Heaven. Though in the second half we did a little substitution the beginning of the first half, but I needed Manchester United to play Euro and Eddie Heaven, because Euro is a natural right wing CB, is a natural right CB, and Eddie Heaven is also a natural left CB. So I wanted to see that interaction between these two players, because if you look at their age, they are teenagers, 19 years of age. They are the future of Manchester United. So I wanted to see more of their relationship in that forward. Then also Shelesi showed us that he can also play as a number 10. He can also play as a number 8. So many times he was winning ball from both wings, and he can also play as a right winger. So Shelesi showed us his energy, he showed us his zeal to fight for every ball that was lost. Then Carrick, the second half was very, very interesting. A good round of play from our under 21. Carrick actually showed Manchester United fans that our olden days pragmatic style of play, losing ball, displacing ball, we could actually retain possession and do better with the football. So a good round of game from the lads, a good round of game. We just need to improve, and I want to see our senior players come back. Also, I will also want Carrick and his management to see how they can integrate JJ Gabriel into that team, because that boy has a lot of potential. And if we don't make use of him, I won't be surprised if big clubs from Europe go into the market to buy him, just like the way we got Ahmad, just like the way we got Eden Heaven and Chidobe. So a very, very, very good game. It shows that we are progressing as a team, and there is a philosophy that Carrick has actually brought into the team. So let's see how our next game at Stockholm is going to be against Atletico Madrid. Is going to be a very, very huge test for us. I want to see the fluidity in every area, in every area. So I'll be bringing more of Manchester United updates. If you have comments, if you have your own thoughts, leave it in the comment section. We'll see some other time. Signing out. Sheesh.